With less than 65 days left in 2024, oh god, it hit me. Time is flying, and in the rush of it all, I realized that I haven't truly had a moment to pause and to reflect on what really matters. Not once. And let me start off by saying this year has been wild. I was on the road a lot. I tried, and I mean, I really tried to eat healthy, but still gained weight. Gravity is my worst enemy, and I am far from finding a life partner. Still, very single, and at this rate, I won't have a +1 for my company's holiday party for the nth year in a row. Hello, if you're new here, this is Yujin. I am a 33-year-old management consultant based in Boston. And today, I want to share with you a recent experience at work that forced me to reconsider how I approach both work and life. It's a story about recharging, realization, and renewal. I'm not going to lie, my past month has been... Okay. I'm not a fan of complaining, and I'm sure you aren't here to listen to me rant. To lighten up the mood, let's go on a brisk walk in Osaka, Japan, where I took my parents for a family vacation. As I record this voiceover while watching the Osaka footage, I hope this calms down both you and me. I've been a management consultant for the past 7 years, or some would call it way too long. Most people leave after a year or two, but here I am still doing this. I switched companies and also relocated to multiple cities to keep things interesting, and I thought that my life was fine. Is it? I haven't had a chance to chat with my mom during my walk to work, and I feel like my every waking moment has been dedicated to work lately, and maybe that's on me. Perhaps I can be more efficient, set better boundaries, or I don't know, delegate better? And now that I think about it and talk this out with you, I realize that I've been putting the blame on me. Anyways, walking back from the office to the hotel, I was crossing by the bustling Times Square in New York, and I had a moment. Let's just call it a moment. Something was off, like a weight I couldn't shake off. It wasn't just me being tired. It was a moment, a breakdown, a meltdown, or maybe even a burnout. And something inside me snapped. I had to talk this out with someone. Being the good daughter, I FaceTimed my parents. As soon as my dad saw my face, he said, "Yujin, you look sick. Have you been sleeping? Really sleeping?" Thanks, Dad. I also don't have makeup on, so maybe that's a combination of a few things. After listening to how my day went, my dad took a moment to collect his thoughts and said, "Yujin, you need to recharge." "Yeah, Dad, but you already know that I have vacation coming up in a few weeks." And he went on to say, "No, Yujina, you need to recharge every day, not just once a quarter. Sleep is free medicine. Don't take it away. You can't keep sprinting. Also, what have you been doing after you leave the office and return to the hotel?" I thought about for a moment and realized that maybe I was pushing myself too hard. In fact, I'm recording this voiceover at 1:40 a.m. Yeah, for someone who says stay healthy in all of my videos, I really wasn't doing a great job this past month. So that quick chat with my dad left me thinking, what's been driving me? Why am I pushing so hard? And more importantly, at what cost? It's funny how stepping away from the grind gives you the space to actually think. Not just about tasks or deadlines, but about life, about what really matters. Why had I let my life become this constant race? Why did I put so much pressure on myself to achieve, to keep going, to go after those things, even when I knew deep down, maybe I'm running low on battery? I guess it's a classic overachiever mindset. The feeling that if you stop, even for a moment, you'll fall behind. But as I stood there watching the calmness of the Osaka city around me, I realized, what's the point of pushing so hard if you don't have the energy to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor? Burnout isn't just about feeling tired. It's about losing touch with what you love. The things that once brought me joy at work, solving problems, leading teams, helping clients, they didn't feel, I guess, they started to feel a little different. It felt like I was just going through the motions, chasing some invisible finish line that kept moving further away. I thought back to something that my dad had said. "Yujin, why are you working so hard? What's the point?" And that's when it hit me. I hadn't smiled at work this past few weeks. When was the last time I felt genuinely excited to put an agenda together, or felt proud of a presentation, or even just enjoyed a regular day at the office? I don't know. And that really scared me. My health, my happiness, my relationships, they were all pushed to the back burner while I was too focused on work, lost in the numbers and spreadsheet, and obsessing over perfecting those PowerPoint pages. I had become so absorbed in the details in the days, I didn't even notice how much of my life I had sacrificed along the way. It wasn't just about work anymore. It was about balance, about finding joy again in the things that do matter. So the question is, where do I go from here? How do I find that balance? This reminds me of a moment a few years ago, actually in my early 20s, when I was working with a director who had just turned 31 at a different consulting company. Back then, 31 felt really old. And it's funny to think that now I am older than what he was back then. When I asked him, where do you want to go from here? He surprisingly said this, I don't know. And I'm trying to still figure that out. His answer gave me a pause. How could someone at 31 not have everything figured out? I thought by 30 at least, you're supposed to have it all. A partner, the promotion at your dream job, and a classic American house with cute kids and pets. But now, standing here at 33, I realize how wise his answer was. Because the truth is, it's okay not to have it all figured out. And it's both brave and smart to admit that. Life doesn't follow a set timeline. There's no rule book that says you need to have everything in place by a certain age. What's important is giving yourself permission to pause, to breathe, and to reflect. To be kind to yourself, and to understand that it's okay to not have all the answers just yet. Or even forever, who knows? If there's one thing I've learned through this whole process, it's that we need to be kinder to ourselves. We can't expect to keep going full speed without eventually burning out. And it's okay to rest. It's okay to slow down. It is okay to say no. I think I'm coming close to a point in my life where I need to ask myself what matters most to me now. And at 2 a.m., which is the time now, I still don't have the answer. And that's okay, Yujin. What I do know is that I want to enjoy the little things again. I want to feel excited about new projects, to laugh more with my friends, family, to take a walk without constantly thinking about my next meeting, and to find a life partner. I want to recharge not just a few times a year, but every single day. So if you're feeling like I did, overwhelmed, exhausted, or even drowning, I invite you to take a step back. Give yourself permission to pause. What matters to you right now? Think about it. Because at the end of the day, life is about more than just work. Work is work. It's about living and truly living and finding joy in the precious moments. Today will never come back. And one of my other favorite quotes is, today is the youngest you'll ever be. So thanks for walking through this journey with me. Here's to slowing down, recharging, and living a life that's not just about surviving, but about thriving. Stay healthy and come back to my next video topic on...
Let's go! It's time to be the GOAT. It's time to enter God mode, man. Let's get it going. I want to be the greatest. Energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire. My desire's taking over.